You're watching Mackenzie Meadows Golf Tips with PGA professional Scott Orban and trusty sidekick Kevin Stobo.
Welcome once again to another edition of the Mackenzie Meadows Golf Tips. Are you okay with me touching you, Scotty?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Let's talk about it. We're on the 14th hole. Last year, we would have been underwater right here standing on this fairway, right?
Well, that's
Now
right.
look at it now.
Yeah, two big trenches coming in here, water pouring in for over a week. Of course, everyone knows the 13 flood was devastating, but Wade Bishop, our superintendent, and his crew done a remarkable job, and this is testament to that.
And it's back to pristine condition again, this whole
Unbelievable.
testament to them. And speaking of water, we're going to try to carry the water to get to this to this blue pin in the back.
That's right.
And biggest mistake for most people when hitting over water is what, Scotty?
Well,
I know I scull it a lot.
Yeah, so we're about a gap wedge away.
Okay.
All right, from the hole, about 110
Let's
yards,
say, yeah.
we'll say.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to show you what golfers do. They see that water and there's fear.
It gets into them mentally, absolutely. I know I do, yeah.
And the fear factor is I'm going to have to try and help this up. So what I'm going to try and do, I just got a little visualizer here on the ground to show you my line. But what golfers do on the way through, Kevin, they got to hit this shot, and there's a little bit of fear, so they think if there's water there, I got to go up.
Right.
I see it all the time. They're coming down to the golf ball, and I call it the hit impulse, and they try to get under the ball, and when they do that, they flip their wrists, and watch how quickly when I just turn my wrist a little bit forward.
So that causes
it
either
just
the top,
lifts the club up, and I top, and it goes rolling into the water.
or they may come in too shallow and hit before the ball, which I've done too, right?
That's absolutely
Yeah.
right. The other thing that happens, maybe you do hit it, when golfers have had this happen, they sneak it under there with that flippy wrist, and it just goes straight up, and you can see this tool shows you where the ball flight would be. It goes straight up in the air, plop into
Middle
the
of
water.
the water, no chance of carrying it, right, yeah.
So our goal here is to continue to strike down on the golf ball. And it comes from that fear, that trying to help it up,
Right.
or terms that people use, hit behind the ball. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you hit behind the ball, what do you hit?
You're hitting grass, you're hitting dirt. Yeah.
You're hitting dirt first, which means you're hitting it fat.
Right.
The sound should be, you should hit the ball first, a click, and then a thud. Your divot always comes in front of that. But here, watch what happens with this 50-degree wedge I have. If I get my hands leading in front of that club, the ball's certainly up, and I'm just going to keep going down, down, down.
So even
really
exaggerated that much, you're still going to hit the ball
still going to go up.
first.
So you need to strike down on the golf ball, all right? And I'll just show here that leading of the hands in front of the club leads to that down hit. So it's committing to that, hitting down, and juniors are great because I'll just tell little kids, I'll say hit down and it goes up. And
Hit
they
down,
do
it
it
goes
once
up.
or twice, and all of a sudden they're just into this motion because they don't have all this mental fear.
Okay, let's fire that. Where do you want it, left or right side of the pin there, Scott?
Left side.
How about anywhere on the green? Thud.
Left side of the pin.
5 feet
That's
from the
right.
pin.
Ooh, nice
That's not
shot.
bad, eh?
That's a great shot.
So then reiterating once again, Scott, you got to hit down on the darn ball.
Yeah, it's really get away from that fear and make sure you continue with the principle of hitting down on the golf ball. Let the loft of the club get it up in the air. Don't try to help it by taking that term of get under it, because you just end up changing that club line. You end up topping it, hitting it fat. Bad stuff. Bad stuff, Kevin.
Put that into your golf game and bring your golf game down to the newly renovated Mackenzie Meadows Golf Course.
Beautiful.
Looks brand
Now
new,
we're
doesn't
talking.
it? God,
Way to go, guys.
I get a little extra something for that, don't I, Scotty? See that?